Welcome. I just wanted to take a quick minute and do something different. I want to try to make this tip real quick. I don't seem to do very good at quick videos, but let's give it a quick try here. This is just a Vectric tips and tricks. And sometimes you get stuck in a position where you're trying to get something done. You go, man, I just need to know how to do that one thing. So I'm going to focus on one thing in this video, and that is being able to accurately move your projects. So you'll notice that in this project, I'm making a Crib Wars board. I'll have a video on that at some other time, but not now. And so I want to take this, now I've done the whole thing, got everything set up with all my tool paths, and I did that all in the middle, which I have a tendency to do so I can keep parameters, use the mirror functions and other functions to make everything even. But now that I've got this whole thing designed, I want to make it so that it's no longer centered. And I've already taken care of the first part of that, which is to go over here, and instead of making it so that it's in the center, I changed it to the left and I hit OK. And when it came up and asked if I wanted to redo my toolpaths, I said no, because I knew I was going to go even further. So the reality is I want my cribbage board to be 1 inch in and 1 inch up on the material based on where I've put all of the hold downs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control A, and that'll select everything that I want selected. And then I'm going to hit G for group so that I don't take a chance on moving around. And there's two different ways I can move this thing to get it exactly where I want it. I want it 1 inch in and 1 inch up. So way number one is I come over here, and I find it easiest just to go on the toolbars here and go 1 inch. And then I come down over here and go 1 inch. So now I know this is exactly 1 inch and 1 inch. So I can take this whole movement now, and I can take, and if I do this and try to move it straight over, it won't work well, because that's actually the resize part. You see that X? You don't want that. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to bring it down to 1, and then I'm going to bring it over here to 1. And that will get me exactly 1 inch in and 1 inch up, but it's based on this corner spot right here. Let me show you a different way you can do it. So the 1 inch, and I could move it so that it's based on this. I just grab this over here and move it like that. Now I'm 1 inch there and 1 inch up. So now, depending on what I'm trying to accomplish, do I want this circle in the 1 inch and 1 inch, or do I want this square? That's one way to do it. Let me show you another way I can do that. So let me undo that by hitting Command Z on my Mac, or Control Z if you are using a Windows computer. Let me take away the guides, click off. Now, instead of moving everything around manually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Move Selection tool. So I'm going to come over here to Move Selected Objects. So I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say I want to move absolute. And when I say I want to move absolute, I pick the anchor point. So I can either put it in center, the bottom left, and because I want this in the bottom left, 1 inch and 1 inch, I'm going to make sure I have that selected. Hit absolute. I'm going to come over to 1 here and 1 here. Hit apply. And now I'm exactly in the same location at 1 inch up and 1 inch to the right. And I'm ready to go. It's that straightforward. You can put this anywhere you want on the grid. The key things you're going to be looking for is when you go to use this Move Select tool, the key point that is important is where your anchor point is if you've got absolute. Let me show you what you would have saw if I would have messed that up. Let's say I'd have left that anchor point there, and then I hit 1 and 1, hit apply, you'll see it's way off. Let's undo that. So the key thing is you want to make sure you've got the right anchor point. If I wanted to anchor it up in the right, I would select that. If I wanted it up here, if I wanted to select in the anchor point on the top, I'd come up here. And so just make sure you've got the right anchor point. The other way you can use this tool is to use relative. Relative, what that means is, based on where everything is, if I wanted this 1 inch into the right, I could do 1 inch, hit apply, and you can see the whole thing moves relative to where it was before 1 inch. So if I hit minus 1 inch, it'll move back. If I hit 5 inches, hit apply, it goes 5 inches in. So I'm going to get out of that and Command Z. We're back at 1 inch and 1 inch. I'm going to hit close, and now we've got it located exactly where we want. That's all there is to using the move tool. I hope this is helpful to some.